Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
There is no reason to be just resting. Another 5 minutes, we'll get back to you, sir.
No.
So,
Only you must give a screen sharing.
Whoever is talking,
Shruti, are you ready, Shruti? Shruti.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Shruti, you can start, Shruti.
Okay, ma'am. It won't take much energy to conserve energy. Good morning, everyone. I'm Shruti Madhasu. On behalf of Physics and Electronics Department of St.Ann College for Women, a warm welcome to all students, participants, Dr. P Chandrasekhar, Dr. Smita Asthana, Dean of Academics, and IIC team to the National Webinar MEC 2K21. We thank you all for finding time to join this webinar. Today's webinar will be moderated by me. Before we move on to the webinar, let me give you a brief introduction. This is a one-day national webinar, which is in collaboration with IIC, is celebrating the National Energy Conservation Day. An important day needs the blessings of a prayer. I call Varalika, a MCS second year, for a prayer song.
Today's scripture portion is taken from Psalms chapter 31, verses 19 to 22. How wonderful are the good things you keep for those who honor you. Everyone knows how good you are, how securely you protect those who trust you. You hide them in the safety of your presence from the plots of men. In a safe shelter, you hide them from the insults of their enemies. Praise the Lord, how wonderfully He showed His love for me. When I was surrounded and attacked, I was afraid and thought that He had driven me out of His presence. But He heard my cry when I called to Him for help. This is the word of God. Thanks be to God. Great and mighty is the Lord our God. Great and mighty is He. Hallelujah. Great and mighty is the Lord our God. Great and mighty is He. Lift up the banner, let the anthem rise to Christ our King. Great and mighty is the Lord our God. Great and mighty is He. You are the words and the music. You are the song that I sing. You are the melody. You are the harmony. Praises to your name I sing. You are the mighty God. You are the Lord of Lords. You are the King of all kings. Now I return to you the song that you gave. You are the song that I sing. Great and mighty is the Lord our God. Great and mighty is He. Hallelujah. Great and mighty is the Lord our God. Great and mighty is He. Lift up the banner, let the anthem rise to Christ our King.
like to invite Nashra Fatima, BSc MPCS first year, to introduce the characters of the welcome dance by V. Shravya, B. Nandini, M. Shweta from BSc MECS first year.
Can you hear me? Hello? Is it audible?
Yes,
Shruti, you can respond.
yes ma'am, it's audible.
Okay. Panchabhuta are the group of 5 basic elements which, according to Hinduism, is the basis of all cosmic creation, the building blocks of life. These elements are Prithvi, earth, Akas, water, Agni, fire, Vayu, air, and Akash, ether. These elements account for different aspects of life on earth, especially the human aspect of living. The element Prithvi, earth, is the elemental representation of solid nature of matter. The element Akas, water, is the soothing element which protects from the roughness of all other elements. The element Agni, fire, is the generator of energy in the body and the universe. It is the process of liberating energy from its source. The element Vayu, air, represents all forces and the movement that transpires as a result. The element of Akash, ether, is the essence of emptiness. Today, students from St.Ann's Degree College are doing an interpretive dance on the Panchabhutas. The interpretive dance depicting these elements will be done by Shravya, Nandini, and Shweta. Sushma,
Yes, ma'am.
you can stop sharing the screen and you can play the song.
Yeah, ma'am. Okay, okay, ma'am. Can't you hear, ma'am?
From the beginning, Sushma?
Sushma, can you play it from the beginning?
Yeah, ma'am. I did, ma'am, but I mean, I'm not. You're not able to hear.
Yeah, now we are able to hear you, Sushma. Play one more time.
It is very low, Sushma. Increase the
Ma'am,
volume.
I've turned my volume up, ma'am, both in the mobile and even on the desktop.
Yeah, do that and play it quickly.
That was a beautiful and serene dance to mark a wonderful beginning for this webinar. Now we shall begin the webinar with a thematic address by Dr. Sarala, HOD of Physics and Electronics Department of St. Anne's College for Women.
Very good morning to you all. Am I audible?
Yes.
Sushma, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, audible, but give me the access to share the screen, ma'am.
Yeah. You can start, Sushma. Okay, until she shares the screen, this is my proud privilege to welcome you all for this webinar. This is basically a webinar come online, come offline. We are trying our best to make it as a blended mode of webinar. So, we have all gathered here in our AV room of St.Ann's College. And this webinar is being hosted by the Department of Physics and Electronics. And we are commemorating and we are observing National Conservation Day. Over to Sushma, please continue. I'll come back. Sushma, you can start. This is our vision, the objectives and the motto to prepare the students to learn, perform, excel and grow. And our objective is to inculcate the scientific bent of mind in what all acts of life that we are doing. Everything should be seen, experience it, feel it with the nature of physics. The entire universe is filled with many laws of nature. Physics is nothing but laws of nature. So let us try to understand the laws governing the entire day-to-day of ours. So our motto being learning by doing. So whatever we do in our subject, it is learning by doing only. So you learn many things by doing, not by just learning it from the textbooks or from any other source. That is to be supplemented by what you do. Next. The highlights of our department. Our department is physics, electronics. Electronics, as you all know, is derived from physics, and these two are derived from mathematics. So all three components form a single superset. And since ours is electronics, we are holding all our things by using electronic means, and we say we have e-lectures, e-newsletters, e-labs, e-workshops, and e-content. So in due course, we will share our blog. We also have our Insta. We will give you the blog details. You are all welcome to contribute your articles wherever you see, whatever you can do. You can read them, inculcate the habit of reading, and develop your own ideas. Every idea that you conceive by way of learning, learning by doing, learning by reading, learning from lectures, listening now, source of information is Google. We have, I think, millions of or trillions of information, voluminous information is available. Each bit, each day, each experience is a new beginning. You all can learn from that, share your ideas. Don't just copy those ideas. You seed them into your mind. You think in your own way and try to develop your own idea. This is what is expected for you to be nurtured in your stay here in the college. It is 3 years degree program. Some of you must have come from period. So second years, 3 years are over, third years, 5 years are over. This is what is expected. Next one. So here we have our Druva Club. We have different clubs in the college. The Department of Physics is having Druva as a club. Druva, you all know, is a fourth star, and we have many activities connected with this. And we are organizing this seminar by the Druva Club of St.Ann, along with, in collaboration with, there is something called IIC, that is Institutions Innovation Council of St.Ann. We are collaborating and we are observing this National Conservation of Energy, or in short, they're calling it as National Energy Conservation, NEC 2K21. This is a national mission. So we are into it and we are in line with the national mission. And this is under Azad Ki Amrit Mahotsav. The idea here is to make energy efficient India. all of us as students of physics have to contribute our might to save energy. And you all know the laws of principles. Energy can neither be created nor destroyed. Or in other words, we say there are no sources and no sinks. So it only has to be transformed from one form to the other. We have different forms of energy. They all undergo transformations. Let us see what best we can do. We should be exemplary. The students of physics and electronics should be exemplary, should tell us ways and means to save energy, and we should be able to tell others how to do it. What are the measures that can be done? Very simple, you all know is switch off the lights and fans when you are not in use. Check all your appliances for their best maintenance. All your ACs, refrigerators, they all work on the principle of heat engine efficiency. See that they do not collect dust, they do not be overheated, ignited. The carbon soot should be removed. All your automobiles, scooters, cars, everything has to be thoroughly maintained. These are all the minimum steps all of us, I think, can do. Okay? And all your electrical appliances should be kept in well conditioning. Then all those who are riding, you are all empowered women. We want to see you all empowered women. Most of you must be riding your bicycles. So the spark plugs and all should be clean if it is run on petrol and diesel. So the alternative ways to switch over to electric vehicles. But in India, I do not know. I think only 10 to 20% of the population are at present or able to afford it. Nevertheless, that is going to be the future in the due course. Okay, so that's what we can do it. These are our banners, and this is our tentative program schedule. We also have some competitions, poster presentations, infographic presentations prepared by the students, and the best ones will be showcased today. And we will go through it. Each and every poster is excellently prepared by all the students. I congratulate all the participants, and all those who have not participated also get motivated. Our mission here is to motivate continuously and come out as a true physicist at the end of your degree classes or degree course. Next. So now we have here, before we go on to this, we have our guest has already arrived, Dr. Chandrasekhar. I just want to tell, anyway, the introduction and all will come later. He is an entrepreneur, industrialist, and very closely associated with the Department of Physics and Science College for Women. And he has many ideas. I want at least 25 to 30% of the students present here offline, and those who are attending online to derive the maximum benefit from the most resource person of the day. I welcome you, sir. Over to Sushma for the further proceedings. Thank you all. Hope you will have real energy conservation. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your encouraging words. Now let us watch a video on the activities of the Druva Club.
Druva Club is a club of Department of Physics. Druva Club is a club of Department of Physics and Electronics of St.Ann's College for Women. Our club was established in the year 2005. The name Druva is named after a pole star, which means bright. The coordinators of Druva Club are Mrs. Sai Prashanti, Department of Physics and Electronics. Faculty members of Druva Club are Mrs. D. Sarala, Miss Jaya Selva Vinita, Miss Y. Sita Mahalakshmi, and few enthusiastic student coordinators. Here are are the list of activities conducted by Druva Club in the year 2020 to 2021. In the year 2020 to 2021, Druva Club organized an international webinar on nanoscale particles, Future of the World on 19 September 2020. The speaker of the webinar was Professor Dr. Ibrahim Hussain from King Khalid University, Saudi Arabia, and Associate Professor Dr. V. Ganesh. Nanoscale materials, their properties and their applications were discussed in the webinar. The faculty and students from 10 different universities across the globe participated in the webinar. Career opportunities for students for studying abroad was also discussed. He was overwhelmed in meeting Indian students and promised to provide research projects for students in future. On the occasion of National Science Day, poster presentation and video making competition was conducted on Raman effect, in which students participated, and National Science Day was celebrated on 20th February 2021, in which Dr. G. Manoj Kumar, Associate CRHEM, University of Hyderabad, has presented an experimental demonstration of Raman effect, and an online Google quiz was conducted on Raman effect. Druva Club inaugural of the year 2021 to 2022. Druva Club, in collaboration with IIC, is celebrating National Energy Conservation Day and organizing a webinar on energy conservation in apartments, in which infographic competition is conducted for students. Looking forward for many more events in the year 2021 to 2022. Thank you.
It's an amazing video. I now request Syed Hania Fatima, BSc third year, to introduce Dr. P Chandrasekhar.
Good morning, everyone. It is a great pleasure for me to introduce our guest speaker today. Our speaker, Dr. P Chandrasekhar, is an MBA from IGNOU in Information Technology and Marketing. Am I audible? Hello?
Yes, you are audible.
Yes, Hania.
Good morning, everyone. It is a great pleasure for me to introduce our guest speaker today. Our speaker, Dr. P Chandrasekhar, is an MBA from IGNOU in Information Technology and Marketing. Sir has also done masters in product development, industrial engineering, robotics, and market research from Southampton Solent University, UK. Sir has done multiple diplomas, some of them being Diploma in Firefighting and Safety, Diploma in Interior Design, Diploma in Computer, Diploma in Visual Merchandising, Diploma in Retail Management and Hospitality Industry. Sir is associated with research work for more than 50 years in various industries and owns R&D Center for more than 40 years. Sir is also associated with UNIVAC and is also the Associate Director at MS Color Kinetics. Sir has developed India's first robotic hand for bark. Sir has also developed a control system for space simulation chamber, a motorized wheelchair, an artificial arm for amputee hand, solar-powered cooling system, and microfilm. Sir has developed more than 3,000 products for food industry, cement industry, explosives industry, biscuit manufacturing industry, robotics, interior products, fashion design industry, retail outlet, and jewelry designs. Sir is a winner of 25 gold medals and 17 silver medals. Sir has presented 90 papers on automation and conducted 500 seminars on robotic applications and electronics in fashion design at various colleges, institutions, and events. Sir is a member of syllabus committees in UG and PG autonomous colleges. Sir is currently working on world's largest clock, waterfall, and artificial aquarium. Sir is a member of Indian Society of Lighting Engineers, a member of International Lighting Designers, and a member of International Market Research Association. I now welcome Sir to present a webinar on the topic Energy Conservation in Apartments. Thank you.
You need to give a permission to share my screen.
So just a second, sir.
Okay.
So now you can do it. You can share your screen.
Yeah. You can see the screen now. Hello.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Yeah, okay. So energy conservation, when we talk of, very good morning to faculty, Dr. Sarla Madam and other faculty, and the students of St.Ann's degree at PG College. It's my pleasure also to give a present this lecture. And our company, most of the time, we will be working on energy saving and alternate energy. In fact, yesterday also, there was a TV coverage of our two products done by engineers on energy saving only, right? So energy conservation means saving the energy or not wasting the energy. Either you save or not to waste. That is how we work on the thing. If you look at this monument, we did the lighting design. He said we don't want to, just because you have to highlight and consuming a lot of energy will be the waste. So originally the company which wanted to light up this design, they asked for 40 kilowatts, whereas we did with only 3 kilowatts using the LED lighting, but giving the much more better effect. Because the idea is in night, they want the visibility should be nice. So we want to give a just light so that the for the 400 years of celebration can be done with the bare minimum lighting. Otherwise, they have to hire a big generator and all these things. Energy conservation. In today's world, energy is not only the future, it drives everything in the present also. As a global society, we generate and use more energy than ever before, and the demand for energy is constantly increasing. If you see the statistic for the past 20 years, the exponentially it is growing the demand, not linear. While we have been able to expand energy production to keep up with the demand, there are physical, geographical, and economical limit to how much we can be produced. Okay, we can keep on, we say today we say solar, tomorrow wind energy, we keep on adding the new devices. But how long will that exist? Energy conservation is the need of the hour. Now we have to do. Energy conservation is the decision and the practice of using less energy. When you say conservation means you have to use the less energy. Turning off the light when you leave a room, unplugging the appliances they are not in use, and walking instead of driving, all are the examples of the energy conservation. When you say energy conservation, it only does not mean electricity also, other things also really matter. The two main reasons people conserve energy are to gain more control over their energy bill and reduce the demand on the Earth's natural resources. Conservation that definitely will have a when you consume less power, definitely your bill will be less. Okay, and also if you have a conscience about the natural resources, then you will be careful in using the energy. Do it for yourself, what we call it as. Using human power instead of a device to do the same job will help the energy conservation. This could include walking or biking instead of driving whenever possible, using a hand sign instead of electrical one. Maybe you may think very simple. What is there? I leave my mobile charger. The moment our mobile is charged, we leave the mobile charger in the plug itself. We don't switch off. What is there? It won't. When I am not using, it won't consume. But in the sleeping mode also, it consumes the more. Doing this yourself can add up to a lot of energy conservation over time. When you are taking step towards the energy conservation and efficiency, changing your daily energy habit is the key to managing your energy habits. He says, if 4 people are in the house, we put 4 chargers in the mains outlet and we just leave it. So instead of that, daily energy changing habit, okay, 1 charger for all of us. So we time sharing basis, if you do, only 1 charger can be sufficient. That's why it is called habits. Like any other habits, energy also you create as a habit. Energy efficiency, energy conservation versus energy efficiency. There are two things which are Energy conservation and efficiency may be related, but they have distinct definition in the energy world. Energy conservation involves using less energy by adjusting your behavioral habits. Energy efficiency, on the other hand, involves using technology that require less energy to perform the same function. Energy saving light bulbs, large household appliances, smart thermostat are the examples of the technology that can be energy efficient. That's why it says energy and efficiency is different. Energy conservation is different. Energy conservation, you don't have to spend money. Whatever device you have to use it economically. We'll just get into see the one video.
Left or right? Incandescent light bulbs consume 4 times more electricity than energy efficient lamps and have a shorter lifespan. They not only waste money and energy, but also increase carbon emissions. It's time for a better choice. Using energy efficient lamps not only saves energy and cuts your electricity bill, but also reduces greenhouse gas emissions. Make a right choice for yourself and the earth. Be wise. Use energy efficient lamps.
So when you say energy efficient, as I said, see, there are different lamps are available. In fact, today's world, normally incandescent lamp has a different peculiar light energy. When you are under that light has a different behavior. So people, even though it is the energy efficient, people would prefer to use this one. Now the same is being replaced with LED lights. Suppose if you take the halogen lamp, which is normally for functions and all they use, which is consumes around between 500 to 1000 watts, same thing is being replaced with 20 to 30 watts. So these kind of savings you can do it by the LED light. And when you say LED lighting, is it life? Maybe in the later slides I will show you. Life expectancy also is more. Why do you say that? When that means normal bulbs are not produced under the quality environment? Yes, even the GLS bulb is done in the quality environment. CFL lamps also done in the quality environment. When it comes to LED light, it is a solid state device. It goes through a single LED goes through at least a minimum of 45 tests. Then only it is passed. So that is the reason the LEDs will last. In later slide, you will see when the baby is born, if you buy a LED lamp, if a good quality, if you are buying some cheap quality, maybe next day it will blow or next month it will blow. To buy a standard lamp that will last till the baby grows up to 20 years of age. That kind of life expectancy is there with the LED lamps. We will see a slide on the energy conservation and energy.
People are increasingly trying to find ways to reduce their carbon footprint. This can include taking a closer look at the way you use energy, including products you choose to use, and even your activities. To support you on your green journey, we'll break down 2 terms you're likely to hear when it comes to becoming a more thoughtful steward of your energy use. The first People are increasingly trying to find ways to reduce their carbon footprint. This can include taking a closer look at the way you use energy, including products you choose to use, and even your activities. To support you on your green journey, we'll break down 2 terms you're likely to hear when it comes to becoming a more.
When they say product and activity, when you are buying itself, the efficient productivity, already if you have bought a product, how effectively you are using is the activities.
Thoughtful steward of your energy use. The first concept is energy conservation. This is when you cut back on the actual energy being used. For example, conserving energy could mean taking a shorter shower, turning off lights when not needed, or commuting to work by bike instead of by car. The next is energy efficiency. The distinction between the two is that you aren't changing behaviors, such as avoiding energy use, Instead, you're cutting down on the energy required to achieve the same result. Take a light bulb, for example. Changing out your older incandescent bulb in favor of an LED version can reduce the amount of energy required to achieve the same desired effect of lighting your home or business. Ultimately, when trying to reduce your carbon footprint, taking steps to conserve while also being more efficient is ideal. Every little bit helps. For more bright ideas and to learn more about how you can go green,
See, here is when you are buying things also, if you go to a market, they say 3-star rating, 4-star rating, and 5-star rating. So later on my presentation, I will discuss on those issues. Energy saving idea. So why is it important to conserve energy? Why? What's necessary? While energy efficient might cost you money upfront before potentially saving your money down the road. Energy conservation is something you can put into practice immediately, either at very little cost or not, no cost to you. That's why I said there's a difference. Energy conservation with energy efficient lamps means again we have to change. If you that means it costs more, but definitely in the long run you will gain. But right now what you can do is immediately, either by little cost or no cost, energy conservation can be done. Here we take an example, turn your refrigerator down. Refrigerator accounts for as much as 13.7% of the total household energy use. To increase the energy savings, set your fridge to 37 degrees Fahrenheit and your freezer to 3 degrees Fahrenheit. That means instead of keeping for very cold and this thing, slightly adjusting the temperature rating, you can also save. Similarly, use energy efficient light bulb instead of energy saving CFL LED bulb in your lighting fixture to use 25 to 30% less energy compared to the regular incandescent lamp. That means when you want to change, when you want to conserve energy, these are the ways we can do. Clean or replace air filters as recommended. The air conditioner and heaters are the biggest energy users in most homes, and these appliances have to work even harder with the dirty and air filters. If you have air conditioner, if you don't clean the air filter, that means the air has to pump more. So that means motor is running at the higher speed, it consumes more power. Do full loads. Make sure your dishwashers and washing machines are full before running them to get the most energy saving use for each run cycle. Sometimes we have few cloths, okay, we just put full cloths, and again next time, like instead that you plan, suppose different cloths, you plan it for a week or so, and then you can save on washing machine. In fact, later slide, this also I will discuss how we did for the one of the buildings. Energy saving ideas. Use smart power strips. There are some electrical power strips outlets. If you have put it in what you call it as the sleeping mode, suppose you have connected your mobile charger. If you are not using, it switches off the power to the mobile chargers automatically. These kind of power strips are also available. By using that, you will save a lot of energy. Energy saving smart power strip which shut down the appliances that have gone into standard mode help you to cut down on the phantom load cost, potentially resulting in the money and energy saving. In fact, in a house of 5 people, okay, all 5 the mobile chargers. Mommy's room, there's one mobile charger. Dad's room, one more. Brother's room, like this, 6 to 7 minimum. At least 4 chargers are on, which amounts to every day, almost every day, 13 to 14 watts of electrical power. If you are not using also, if you are using, definitely based on the charge level. We don't, okay, I have put the mobile charger, I am not using, so it won't consume. So how can it be? If you are plugging the plug, that means electronics are working. First of all, the device light will go, and it's TV also. So I am not using, I put in standby. So when I switch on, it has to work. So that means a lot of electronics are still working. The dishwashers, generally we use them, see, to dry them, okay, it says air dry dishwashers and clothes. Instead of using your dishwasher drying features, consider letting the dishwasher air dry. Instead of using the dryer on a nice day, hang your cloth outside to dry. Normally if you use the washing machine hair dryer, it consumes around 300 to 500 watts of power. So that also you can save. Bake with a glass or ceramic pans, you can set the oven temperature to 20 degrees lower than the indicated in the recipe when you do this. Suppose you put a metal pan and you put the things in the oven. Instead of that, if you use a ceramic, you save a lot of energy. Cook using the right size burner. Conserve energy by using your stove, small burner for the small pot and large burner for large pot. We say use a large burner and I dim it, but still energy efficiency will be less. Cut down on air leakage in your home. You are paying for a warm air in the winter and cool air in the summer. Don't let the money escape. Check your windows and doors for cracks and gaps and seal them. Suppose you open a door and you switch on air conditioner, then definitely air conditioner will work continuously. That means the efficiency will go down. Keep your house little hotter in summer and little cooler in winter. Opt for wearing lighter clothes in summer and wearing a few extra layers of winter exchange for this few degrees change in temperature. Suppose there is a little cold day, instead of switching on the air conditioner hot mode, you can just wear 2-3 pairs of cloth over them. You can save this way also. Integration of electronics in the electrical industry is very.
Excuse me, sir, your slides are not changing, sir. Just check.
But ma'am,
Your slides are not changing.
not change once.
One second, just check.
Now you can see this slide.
Not yet, sir. Not yet.
Oh,
Now only.
happened. You can see, ma'am.
No, sir, not yet.
Energy conservation items.
No, not yet.
One second. Just let me go what happened.
You share screen?
Can you see, ma'am?
No, sir, no.
One second. Screen share my screen. Now you can see, ma'am.
Now we can see.
Okay, okay.
I think you have to share the screen, not the window.
I did something. You can see now.
Yeah, we can see, but share the screen, not the window. Slideshow and then
Which one?
from the current slide. Slideshow from the current slide. Sir, you please run the slideshow from the current slide.
From the
From the slide 7. Slideshow.
current slideshow.
No, from current slide.
Yeah.
Second.
Wait 1 second. You can see now.
No, you keep on.
Clean and replace the air filters. Can you see, ma'am?
No, sir.
No.
No. From current slide, the second option you know.
Yeah. Current slide only I will show. 1 second. Yeah, multiple parts. Now.
No. From the current slide. Or slideshow from the current slide.
Yeah, that's what I did. 1 second. Now you can see the PPT.
Just go to the next slide. Go to the next slide, sir.
Can you see? No?
Now it's changing.
Okay, let me continue like this. There's something. Next. Integration of electronic in the electrical industry has led to many new developments, like creating ambience visibility in retail industry, mood setting and theatrical effect in home environment, from messy wiring to control panels to tiny remotes, future expansion compatible, internet and internet ready for remote monitoring, intelligent monitoring of offices, retail outlets and home, customized environment for a regular visitor to a hotel environment. So suppose you are visiting a hotel regularly, they will give a card. The moment you show that card, it will show automatically the one corner and which you always prefer, and accordingly that corner light will be adjusted. These kind of facilities are widely available in the intelligent lighting system. The introduction of electronic industry to electric industry has miniaturized and increased the efficiency of the control system. The adoption of remote controller has further increased the flexibility of the control system. The merging of microelectronics with the control system has enabled to control the remember multiple settings to suit your occasion. Suppose this winter you like to warmth. Next time the same day, as if you see the temperature, the lights will get adjusted. These kind of facilities are now available with the lighting industry. The network-ready embedded system further increased the flexibility of controlling the loads from multiple locations. Now, suppose if you are going to a village or something out of station or for a just somewhere outing, so you close, you have a nice shower and switch off the lights and go. Suddenly, after going, maybe you board the train, after reaching the 300 kilometers and all, suddenly you realize that you have not switched off the geyser. Now, what do I do? So now you can see with your mobile and switch off from the remote location. Suppose again, when you are coming back to home from outside, you can switch on your geyser or air conditioner from the remote location. These kind of facilities are available with the modern lighting systems. Touch control panel and remote control panels have become widely useful in the electrical industry to save the power. Daylight sensor, suppose if office and all these things, when daylight is available, it automatically, even if you switch on the lamp, it automatically reduces the intensity of the light. Thereby you can save 69% of the energy saved. Wireless control has become common now in industry as well as the homes. You can control the devices you don't need, because if the switchboard is far away, you feel lazy to get up and switch off the lights. Whereas with the remote control, whichever room it is there, whichever light you want, you can switch on or switch off from the place where you are sitting. A PR sensor, whenever a person is there, then lights will be switched on. Whenever a person goes out, lights are switched off. Thereby you can save up to 61% of the energy consumed. Then time schedule control plays a vital role in controlling the different timings we can switch on and switch off. Thereby automatically those timings only lights will be on. This also saves the energy to 8%. LED lighting, a new lighting source, now we have accepted, and the world in general, business in particular, are graduating from environment awareness to this sustainable development. So because this is a solid state device, the life expectancy is much higher. You can see the screen, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
LED bulbs can produce the same amount of light as incandescent or fluorescent bulbs, but using less energy or watts. This means they produce more lumens per watt. LED bulbs also have a longer rated life. On average, they will last over 20 years. To put this in perspective, if you install an LED bulb the same day a baby was born,
Video is not visible.
college graduation.
Video is not visible.
These do not burn out the same way that incandescent or CFL bulbs do. They are considered to be at the end of their life when they reach something called.
Okay, 1 second.
Maybe share the chat.
Right, ma'am?
Where you are showing the video, that tag should be shown.
Yeah, I'm just trying to do that. You can see now?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
L70, which is when the LED bulbs can produce the same amount of light as incandescent or fluorescent bulbs, but using less energy or watts. This means they produce more lumens per watt. LED bulbs also have a longer rated life. On average, they will last over 20 years. To put this in perspective, if you installed an LED bulb the same day a baby was born, the bulb would not need to be replaced until after their college graduation. LEDs do not burn out the same way that incandescent or CFL bulbs do. They are considered to be at the end of their life when they reach something called L70, which is when the bulb is only producing 70% of its original light output. As it burns towards the end of its rated life, the LED's light output or lumen maintenance will begin to fade. On average, only one LED will be thrown away for every 5 CFLs or 30 incandescents, thus reducing the amount of waste and pollution on Earth, otherwise known as our carbon footprint. If every household in the US switched one bulb to an LED, it would be like taking 800,000 cars off the road, or like planting 400 million trees. And the energy saved could light up 3 million homes for a whole year. 20% of the world's energy usage is from lighting. This can be reduced to only 4% if all lighting were converted to LED. If you could collect the energy wasted by an incandescent bulb, it would be enough to light up 9 LEDs of the same brightness. An easy way to explain this wasted energy is by the heat emitted by the bulb. For instance, an incandescent gives off enough heat to bake a cake, while an LED bulb remains cool to the touch. This wasted energy translates to wasted money. The average LED will save you more than $100 over the life of the bulb. Look around at the number of sockets you have. The savings start to stack up. In addition to the energy savings, LED bulbs will reduce maintenance time and costs. So simple math tells us that less energy use plus longer life plus reduced maintenance costs equals saving some green. And don't forget the added bonus of going green at the same time. Make the switch to LED and start saving today.
Okay. See, can you see these slides?
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, energy conservation in residential multi-store apartment. We had a challenge. One apartment was getting renovated. It is almost 40 years old. They want to renovate. So for which they have given us a task of reducing. Here, the apartment consists of 5 floors with a common area and other amenities and lift facility for all the residents. It has a 4 residential unit in each floor with all the facilities required for living. Most of the residents were slightly older people, non-resident. Most of their the siblings are in USA. So money is not a criteria. If you see the old building picture, then you will see what makeover we did for the thing. So when we did this, we made a study. The energy residential multi-story apartment, number of families living 20, 5 floors into 4. Facility required for energy consumption is 120 kilowatt. Utilities, water, normal pumping, bore to overhead tank, that it used to consume around 12 kilowatts, 2 kilowatt into 6. Hot water geysers, 20 kilowatt, gardening 1 kilowatt, lift 12 kilowatt, fans 8 kilowatt, lights 18 kilowatts, air conditions 32 kilowatts, chimneys and all, it is to consume 4 kilowatts, washing machine 8 kilowatts, dishwasher, TV other, totally 120 kilowatts. When we want to get a renovation, there our challenge was to reduce to half. How we can do it? Because they can do any changes in the electrical wiring, windows changing, all these things possible because they are willing to spend, but they want energy efficiency for that building. So how did we achieve? So we reduced that to 50%. How? Energy conservation to the residential multi-story apartment. First thing is, instead of geyser in every house, we have collected the solar water heater on the rooftop. Solar water heater uses the sun energy to heat water during the day. The hot water is stored inside the insulated hot water tank, used whenever required. The sun rays have enough energy to heat water up to 55 to 70 degrees, which is more than sufficient for bathing and washing purpose in bathrooms and kitchen. With no maintenance required, solar heater required low-cost, long-term solution to get hot water for the cloudy day. Solar water heaters have an inbuilt electrical heating element for backup. In case of rainy day, we have an electrical system. After installing this, what we did is we regulated the timing. We said early morning 4 o'clock to 9 o'clock, and in the afternoon hours, no hot water supply to any of the apartment, and evening after 4:30 till 8 o'clock. So thereby unnecessary switching on the geyser have been taken over. Then here we did one thing is, we have put up a solar power plant on a grid system, on broader grid solar system, also known as a grid tie, are connected to the solar system. This is the most cost effective for the electric saving or reduced bill. In the solar system, inverter convert DC electricity produced by the solar panel into AC electricity, which can be used directly at a home or business. If system is producing more power than is being consumed, the surplus is fed into the mains electrical grid via solar net metering. Suppose this how we have used. I will get it in next slide. Whenever we are using the electricity, okay, no problem. Whatever it's produced. Whenever we are not using, that will be fed directly to electrical department. When you are taking the bill, automatically whatever the extra consumed will be reduced from the what we have produced. Here what we did is we put a lot of timers. Programmable timers are used for parking places, staircases to switch off the lights during the daytime and switch on the same after the sunset. That means normally the common area lighting and the car parking. Now, if you have a servant, the watchman, even then they will forget. To avoid that, we put a programmable timer. Then we call it as multi-event timer. Multi-event is used to control lift operation as on and off exactly as per the time set programmed by the user, and the society member decided not to use lift while coming down. They made a rule that while coming down, he will not use the lift, only while going up. So old people are there, they can use it. And also, instead of switching on the lift throughout the day, in case of emergency, you can always switch on the lift. They made a timings. Morning, we start the lift at 4 o'clock. And up to 11:30. After 11:30, not much of movements. Only after 4, school children will come back, or the office goers will come back. 4 to 11:30 only. The rest of the time, lifts were switched off. In case of emergency, you can always switch on. That's not the issue. Then energy conservation on the fans. Normal fans consume 80 to 120 watts. That has been replaced with the BLDC fan, brushless DC motor, which consumes only 28 watts. And also the major advantage, what we did is, in this we have set a programmable. Suppose in the night when you are sleeping, you switch on the fan at full speed. So after 1 to 2.5 hours, that can be set by the programmer, the fan speed goes automatically low. Thereby, we are going to save the electrical energy. Energy conversion, as I told you, all the bulbs have been replaced with the LED lamp. Benefit of the LED lighting, as I have shown you, almost 90% less power consumption will be there. Air conditioning, originally all air conditioners were window air conditioning. So what we did is the window air conditioners will consume more power than this. We made a contract with the Voltas company, and these people all were willing to, the Voltas company was willing to take back the old air conditioner at some price and give a new air conditioners. Here also what we did is, all the air conditioners, we asked them for a special program. When it is hot outside, when it's generally it is hot, then only the air conditioner will get switched on. Unnecessary, when it is cold, it won't switch on at all. And also climate control, and when you switch on the AC and when you are sleeping, when you are almost got to good sleep, we got a special meter to indicate whether you are sleeping or not by the oxygen respiration system. Thereby, automatically, suppose you set the air conditioning temperature of 27 degrees. The moment you go to sleep, it will go to 30 degrees. Thereby, we also save the electricity on the air conditioner. Then normally all the houses had big exhaust fans. So it is to unnecessarily consume the electrical power. There also what we used is the electrical chimneys with BLDC motor. The original exhaust fan was consumed up to 120 watts. We have been reduced to 20 watts only. The most interesting thing was the washing machine. Again, everybody has the 20 people have the 20 different washing machines and different electrical rating. So again, wash company, we tied up with the wash company. They said all the old the washing machine will be replaced with the new front-loaded machine, and we have installed with the, again this also with the BLDC motor. Old the washing machines used to consume around 450 to 600 watt. Now this new type of machine with the BLDC motor, based on the load, suppose you put half the load, half current only it will consume. Thereby we save the lot of electricity. And also you see note here something I have written. Water connection, this washing machine were given directly while pumping. Normally what we did is we timed it out. What is the timing? Because society member all had the meeting. We said generally our servants will come after 10 o'clock and up till 4 o'clock we want this washing machine connection. So whenever there is a electrical, the water is pumped to the overhead tank, same connections have been given to this washing machine. It will not go to the tank and come back. Thereby the electrical energy required for the pumping also we have reduced. There's a very interesting thing here we did is the water was almost 300 feet below the ground level. So normally they used to have 3 to 4 HP pump. So what we did is, and since this is an old building, we cannot increase the size of the overhead tank. So what we did is underground tank. Water from the borewell will be directly pumped to the underground tank, and as and when required, it will be pumped onto the overhead tank with another motor. By doing so, we could save sorry, a lot of energy for only for the water pumping system. Originally it was, we saved around 6 kilowatts. Originally it was 12, we saved 6 kilowatt, thereby saving in 6 kilowatts, right? See the energy saving. Originally it was 120 kilowatts. Now it is only 54 kilowatts. We saved 66 kilowatts. What we did is, I will show you in the next slide. Yes. First, water from borewell pumped to some, and with the solar powered motor pumped to the top floor. You understand? See, water is always, whenever we want water, when we are not using the power, the electrical power, the solar pump is switched on, and high pumping rate is done into the underground water sump. From there, as and when it required, when the solar energy is there, solar energy will be used to pump from this sump to the overhead tank, or electricity whenever it's there. Geysers were replaced with the rooftop solar and the for the heater for a hot water. Lift usage is restricted few hours, and while getting down, the lift usage has been cut down. All fans have been replaced with the BLDC fan. Almost all lights were replaced with the LED lighting systems. On-off cycle timers were established, installed in the air conditioner. On-off, that means the air conditioner switched on for some time, then you feel comfortable, then it switch off. Exhausts were replaced with the chimneys. Washing machine usage has been restricted with the water connection on the while water has been pumped. Solar power used to pump water to the overhead tank, the small turbine installed and overhead tank to charge the batteries for emergency lamp and mobile charging. Whatever it is, we develop since it is a modification of the total apartment, we develop special socket when you are pumping the water into the overhead tank, water is falling onto the overhead tank. There you have put a small turbine that has generated the electricity, almost 1.2 kilowatts. Though that energy has been given to all the mobile charging and emergency areas wherever it is there. That's how the energy saving conservation has been done. So when you aim, even at house also, unnecessary thing is stop normal life to the efficient life without compromising. You can save up to 22. That's what recently we made a study. 20% of the energy can be saved comfortably without investing a single pipe or getting into uncomfortable zone. So this is how we get into that. Then thank you all for your time. Hope you enjoyed the presentation. Hello.
Yes. Thank you, sir, for your wonderful talk. It was a great honor to hear your webinar.
Thank you, ma'am.
On the account of National Energy Conservation Day, we have conducted infographics competitions.
Okay.
We have received all your infographics. Now, Sushma will present the infographics. Later on, we will decide the finalists and will send a mail.
Okay. It's very nice. It's very nice. Think, act, and save.
Shushma, you can present the next one, Shushma. You go on presenting.
Ma'am, are the infographics done?
You have presented only 3.
We will be posting a feedback link for our students and lecturers. Please check, and we request you to please fill the link. I request Shreya BSc third year to conclude the webinar with a vote of thanks.
You stop sharing the screen.
Shruti, am I audible?
Yes, Shreya, you can continue, please.
Yeah. A warm and graceful morning to most. A warm and graceful morning to our most valued Honorable Chief Guest, Management Committee, worthy teachers, participants, and all my dear friends. It's my privilege to propose a vote of thanks speech and acknowledge the contribution of those who worked really hard to make this NEC 2K21 successful. The best and beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt by heart. Thank you is one such prayer among them. Today, my words are not enough to express the gratitude. On behalf of our St.Anne's College for Women, I would like to thank our speaker, Dr. P Chandrasekhar, sir, who spared time from his busiest schedule to grace the occasion. Today, we had an opportunity to hear your thoughts, and this will surely be going to encourage us in our future events. We have been fortunate to be assisted by our sister principal, Dr. P. Amrita. You have been a constant support and you have given us a lot of encouragement. Thank you, ma'am.
I would like to take this opportunity to place on record our hearty thanks to Dean of Academics and IQAC Coordinator, Dr. Smita Astana, for the perfect logistic support and guidance she has extended to us, all of us in this event. I heartfully give my thanks to IIC for collaborating with us. I would like to thank our beloved HOD of Physics and Electronics Department, Dr. D. Sarla Madam, for all words of wisdom that radiated a source of energy within us. We will ever remain grateful to you, ma'am, and we thank you for conducting such an informative webinar even during this pandemic. My thanks goes to, oh my God, what happened?
Shreya, you're audible.
Yeah, sorry for the disturbance. My heartfelt thanks goes to all our lecturers who are second parents and who always stand by us, guide us, lead us, and motivate us. I'm very grateful to the department faculty who have given us enormous support to make this program successful. We feel proud and thank you for making this event successful. I congratulate to the winners and thank you all the participants for the active participation in this event. It has been a tribute to host all the members and audience of the meeting. And I'm thankful to everyone for coming and being patient listeners. Last but not the least, as no program can be successful with a single person, I extend my big thanks to our coordinators and volunteers for their support and the willingness they have expressed to take on the completion of the task. Thank you, girls, for making this event successful with your contribution. Once again, I would like to say that we all are most grateful to have you all on this forum. We thank you for being with us this morning. It was a great pleasure. Energy conservation is foundation of energy independence. Happy National Energy Conservation Day. Let's together save energy, feel energetic, and save our earth. Signing off, this is Shreya Kodur.
Thank you, Shreya. Finally, at this time, we ask that you please rise as we honor India with our national anthem. Thank you.
पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उज्जल जलधि तरंगा
Thank you, ma'am.
So, let me take this opportunity on behalf of the department and on behalf of all the students present here for your effective presentation, sir. We will have a longer association and we will be inviting you physically to the college. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. We'll sign off. All the students can now get back to your classes. Thank you, sir.
I request everyone who is present over here to fill the feedback form.